What up, Phoenix fam? It's your boy PJ, the OG Keymaster, and I'm coming at you with this week's top picks of books that I think are gonna be hot. Now you know what to do. Let's get into this. First up, we have Absolute Carnage vs. Deadpool #1. Now, I'm not really sure that there's going to be too much spec as far as big reveals in this. However, this is an awesome Tyler Kirkham cover, which I really like, and there is a B cover that is done by Rob Liefeld. So I'm going to be picking up both of these covers. Next up is Captain Marvel #8. This is the second printing, and it has the first cover appearance of this new character named Star. Now, I don't think that there is any debating that #8 was Star's first appearance. I mean, you had multiple panels, you had some talking, there's just no debating it. So I think that this one's going to have a lower print run, and I think it's going to be more sought after come down the line. Next up is Daredevil #10. Now, this, I'm hoping we get maybe a first cameo or maybe a first reveal of who this new Daredevil is. Is it Cole North? Is it his son? I don't know. I'm hoping we get the reveal in this. You got two covers that I'm interested in. This is the main. You also have Bring On the Bad Guys variant, and this one is actually sold out on a lot of online retailers. So if you find this one, I would definitely pick it up. Here we have Ghost Spider #1. This is Gwen Stacy's new title as far as for Spider-Gwen. And it looks like she is going to be transferring over into the 616, maybe hopping back and forth, but she's definitely going to be going to school in the 616. So this will be interesting to see how Marvel plays this out. Here we have Guardians of the Galaxy #10. This is the main cover. And I think this is it. I think this is the one where Donny Cates actually kills Rocket Raccoon. We know that Donny Cates, he hates animals in all sense, in all matters. And so I think this is the one that he finally goes ahead and offs Rocket Raccoon. You got two covers for this. Actually, I'm sorry, there's three covers for this. There's the main right here. There is a B cover right here. And then there's the C cover that is the Marvel 80th anniversary edition. It's got, you know, the border or whatever. And this one, I believe, is sold out. Most of the ones of these 80th anniversary covers are sold out on most online retailers. This is the Immortal Hulk #21, second printing, and wow. I mean, Alex Ross has been doing some fantastic covers on these Immortal Hulks, and I've picked up the entire run, not only for the story, but the art is just incredible. But this is a second print cover done by Sorrentino, and I'm definitely going to be on the lookout for this one. I think it's going to be a low print run. I think people are going to be after it. So if you see it on the shelf, don't hesitate to pick it up. Next up, we have Marvel Presents #8. Now this, everyone is reeling from 5 and 6 from when you had the first appearance of Wolverine's daughter, Reign. But this one is picking up the journey through Marvel history reaches the current decade as Wolverine's vigil takes a dark turn. Spider-Woman battles with disinformation on social media, and an all-new story featuring Korea's own superhero, White Fox. Now you have two covers. You have this main one, and you also have a Sandoval variant, which this one right here is going crazy and has been sold out on most online retailers. Lastly, from Marvel, we have War of the Realms Omega #1. Now, Omega #1 features the first appearance of Jane Foster as Valkyrie, and as you can see on this cover right here, it is just plastered right there in the lower right-hand corner. I name you Valkyrie, and I have a sneaky suspicion that this one's going to be a low print run. People down the line are going to want to seek this if anything ever comes of Jane Foster as Valkyrie. Moving over to DC, not a whole lot going on this week in DC, but this is Batman #77, the B cover, and this is done by Clayton Crane. I am a huge Clayton Crane fan. I usually try and pick up as much as I can, especially for cover price, so this is one that is on my radar. And yet another B cover from DC Comics. This is Superman's pal Jimmy Olsen, #2, the B cover, done by Ben Oliver, and this one's pretty cool. A lot of people are going to be looking for this one, I have a feeling. Sold out on most online retailers, and it's just got Jimmy Olsen being held up by Superman flying in a scooter. It's pretty cool. Moving over into our indies, this is Canto #3 out this week, and Canto has been killing it. Sold out pretty much everywhere, going to multiple printings, which we'll get to in a second. But this one is definitely a good read. If you haven't picked it up, I encourage you to start and then try and work back and get a couple of the issues that came before, specifically 1 and 2. Or wait for the trade, either or, but this is a great series, great story. I highly encourage it. You also have #1 third printing coming out this week, which this is already sold out on most online retailers. And you also have a #2 second printing coming out this week. Like I said, definitely look for these, especially as it gets into the print run. It's lower and lower each time. So if anything ever does come of this, these lower print run second and third printings are definitely going to be sought after. This is Dead End Kids #2, and this one, just the #1 came out probably about 2 weeks ago, and this one was a fantastic read. I really enjoyed it. It's about a group of kids, takes place in the 1990s, I believe. And one of their friends gets shot, and then they have to go through, and the other 3 friends are trying to figure out what happened. New one out from Scout Comics. This is Headless #1. This is one that I'm kind of interested in just because I love history. And so this one takes a twist on the Headless Horseman. It's based in Salem, Massachusetts. 2 teenagers have been found dead, brutally murdered, but not by a man. When gruesome murders become a common occurrence in the sleepy town, it is evident that the Headless Horseman has returned. 2 brothers, having recently arrived in Salem, find themselves in a centuries-old battle between the Knights Templar and the Headless Horseman, the one originally responsible for turning the women of Salem into witches. All hell breaks loose when the brothers discover they are closer to this true identity than they realize. Definitely going to be picking this one up. 1 cover on it, and I love Scout comic books. This is Horror Comics #2 from Antarctic Press. Now, the first one I loved. It's about this guy. He's the ice cream man, and I don't know what it is with ice cream guys in comics, but this guy, he is an ice cream man, and he creates different flavors from the flesh of humans. Really twisted, but apparently we're supposed to get kind of an origin on why he started to do this. In this issue, you have 2 covers. You have this main cover. You also have this B cover, which this one is sold out on a lot of online retailers. So if you can find both of them, definitely pick up the B cover if you see it. This is Pretty Violent from Image Comics. This is #1. And this is one that I am kind of interested in to see what happens with it. It is the series premiere. Gamma Ray wants to be a superhero, and why shouldn't she? She's been strong since she was a baby. The only problem is all her siblings are notorious hero-murdering criminals. It looks like this is going to be an ongoing, gore-filled, laugh-out-loud comedy for mature readers that explores one girl's journey through the rift between personal and family identity. So there's 2 covers on this. You got this main cover, and then you also have this B variant. I'm picking up both. I want to see what it's going to be like on this first issue. If it is funny and it is gory, then I'm going to stay with it. So we'll see what happens. Here's a small press comic that I'm really interested in. This is from Black Box Comics. This is Psycho List #1. And the solicitation on this reads, after a former FBI agent becomes a therapist, he has a hard time staying out of patients' lives, taking on their problems as his own. FBI calls him back in for a special case that requires his unique skill set. I really like this cover. It's drawing me in. Love the whole skull in the background with the hand reaching out. I'm going to pick it up, see where it goes. And last but not least, this is Vampirella #2. This is the main cover, and there are 2 reasons. 2 big reasons why I'm picking this book up. One, because I'm a big fan of Vampirilla. Two, because this cover is done by Stanley Artgerm Lau. And speaking of Lau, wow is what I can say about this cover. This is definitely an awesome cover, and I'm going to add it to my Artgerm personal collection. That about does it for me this week, Phoenix fam. As always, thank you very much for checking out the video. Please make sure you like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Also, make sure you comment down below on what you are looking at this week. I am definitely looking for new recommendations, and I think comic discussion is very important. Until next week, Phoenix fam, this is the OG Keymaster, and I'm signing out.